The United States launched airstrikes against Houthi targets in Yemen. These strikes come after a series of attacks attributed to the Houthis. The US asserts that these actions are necessary. They aim to deter further Houthi aggression. The strikes targeted facilities linked to the Houthis' military infrastructure. The US claims to have minimized civilian casualties. These strikes highlight the Biden administration's commitment to protecting US interests. They also aim to ensure maritime security in the region. The US maintains that it is not seeking to escalate the conflict. However, these strikes signal a hardening stance against the Houthis. The international community is watching closely. They are concerned about the potential for further escalation. The Houthis, also known as Ansar Allah, are a Shia Muslim group. They hail from northern Yemen. They emerged as a powerful force in the early 2000s. Their rise was fueled by grievances against the Yemeni government. The Houthis accused the government of corruption and marginalization. In 2014, the Houthis seized control of Yemen's capital, Sana'a. They ousted the internationally recognized government. This sparked a civil war that continues to this day. The Houthis have proven to be a formidable fighting force. The Houthis have access to sophisticated weaponry. This includes ballistic missiles and drones. They have launched numerous attacks on Saudi Arabia. They have also targeted ships in the Red Sea. These actions have raised concerns about regional stability. The conflict in Yemen is not just a domestic issue, it is a proxy war. Regional powers are vying for influence. Iran backs the Houthis, providing them with weapons and financial support. Iran denies direct military involvement. However, the evidence of its support is clear. The United States supports Saudi Arabia. The Saudis lead a coalition fighting against the Houthis. The US provides the Saudis with intelligence, logistics, and weapons sales. This support has drawn criticism. Critics argue that it makes the US complicit in the Saudi-led coalition's human rights abuses. The US and Iran are engaged in a broader regional struggle. This struggle plays out in Yemen, Iraq, and Syria. The conflict in Yemen highlights the dangers of proxy wars. It also underscores the need for a diplomatic solution. Section 4, Escalation and Retaliation, a timeline of conflict. The conflict in Yemen has been marked by cycles of violence. The Houthis have launched attacks on Saudi Arabia and ships in the Red Sea. These attacks often provoke retaliatory strikes from the Saudi-led coalition. This tit-for-tat escalation has fueled the conflict. In recent weeks, there has been a surge in Houthi attacks. This includes attacks on commercial shipping. The United States responded with airstrikes. These strikes are intended to deter further Houthi aggression. However, they also risk escalating the conflict. The international community has condemned the recent violence. They have called for all parties to exercise restraint. However, the prospects for a negotiated settlement remain dim. Section 5. A nation in ruins. The humanitarian crisis in Yemen. The conflict in Yemen has created one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. Millions of people are facing starvation. The healthcare system is on the brink of collapse. The COVID-19 pandemic has exacerbated the situation. The conflict has displaced millions of people. They are living in overcrowded camps. They lack access to basic necessities. The fighting has destroyed infrastructure. This includes hospitals, schools, and water systems. International aid agencies are struggling to provide assistance. The conflict and the blockade imposed by the Saudi-led coalition have made it difficult to deliver aid. The humanitarian crisis in Yemen is a stain on the conscience of the world. Section 6. Global calls for peace. Can diplomacy prevail? The international community has repeatedly called for a peaceful resolution to the conflict. The United Nations has been working to broker a ceasefire. However, these efforts have been met with limited success. The warring parties have shown little willingness to compromise. The Houthis demand a complete withdrawal of foreign forces. The Saudi-led coalition insists on the Houthis' disarmament. These entrenched positions make a negotiated settlement difficult. The conflict in Yemen is a complex and intractable problem. There is no easy solution. However, the international community must continue to push for a diplomatic solution. The alternative is continued suffering for the Yemeni people.